Welcome to Poppy's Poetry Corner. We finally made it to the time where rhythm and blues meets poetry and rhyme. Yep, we on the corner where it's safe to fire up your marijuana. But this room about to get hot as the summer, so you might need something chill like a glass of wine. Water does me just fine. Whatever relaxes your mind and help you recline after what might have been a hump day at work. Put yourself first. Where here nothing has to be rehearsed. Let me put it in reverse. The corner we back to is brought to you by Faith and Hustle. So it's some big hitters in this room, and it's okay to flex your muscle. Because we locked and loaded and heavily potent. Nothing corroded about our brain waves. Going back in the days where you could simply walk to the corner to find your muse. Or peep out the latest groove. We about to let the energy fill the room so it might get a little wet. Or fill you up till you get so high. Because around here, we get praise when your stuff is fire. So let us begin. Welcome to the corner, my friends.
Exclusive, because ain't nobody heard it. He thought he was playing me, like dominoes on a Friday night table, slapping lies down loud, thinking noise could cover up the fact that his hand was empty. But I was raised on this game. I know how bones sound when they carry weight, and how they sound when they're hollow. I don't just look at what's on the table. I study the silence between the knocks. And I saw his blanks before he even played them. All those promises with no doubt, smooth on both sides, tiles with no history, no future, no value unless I gave them one. And I stopped giving. He wanted to be the spinner so bad, the center of the board, the one every road had to pass through. But he forgot. I'm Big Six, the piece that everybody waits on, the one that you hold close, the one that shifts the whole table the second that it drops. I don't just open the game. I set the rules. He tried to box me in, closing both ends, smirking like he had me trapped. But life taught me patience in the boneyard. And I'll sit in silence. I'll draw from the pain. I'll pull from the grief. And I'll turn every scar into a new play. He thought he was blocking me, but all he did was stack me with ammunition. And while he laughed at my losses, I was stacking points that he couldn't see. Every scar, that was 5. Every sleepless night, well, that's 10. And every time I loved him louder than he deserved, well, that's 15. Running count, every I'm sorry he never meant, that's 20 on the board. Every time I put myself last so he could feel first, please give me 25. Easy, every piece of peace that I built with my own hands, 30. I kept counting, even when he didn't, because this ain't just a game of chance, it's a game of memory, and I don't forget. I remember every side eye, every silence, every time he tried to block my shine and thought I wouldn't notice. Well, I noticed, and I counted, and he thought he locked the board, thought he left me with no moves, but when I finally slapped the truth on the table, the whole room froze. His grin broke like cheap china, his silence louder than every excuse he ever rehearsed. Game over. He ain't have a single play left. So then I leaned in and I looked him dead in the eye and I let the words cut cleaner than my goodbye. Domino, because you didn't play me. You played yourself. You thought I was just another towel you could toss when I didn't fit, but I've been on the board. I've been the spinner. I've been Big Six this whole time, and now every man listening gonna hear the shake in my voice and feel it in his chest. Gonna sit up straighter, gonna hold his love tighter, gonna think twice before he treats a woman like she don't know how to count, because when you try to play me, you forget. I call the points out loud. 5, 10, 15, 20, every loss turned lesson, every bruise turned blessing. My survival is the scoreboard. And baby, I'm running the count. So listen, if the shoe fits, if the hand feels familiar, if your chest just got heavy, yes, I'm talking about you. Domino, loaded.
A bad day ain't nothing but an educational day. I had to learn to rearrange my depression, break it apart, twist the letters, find the mess inside the mess. I had to flip it, rinse it off, Change clothes, start anew. See, depression ain't just a mood. Sometimes she's a house guest that don't pack light, so I dress her up. Realizing I might be stuck with her, but I'm far from stuck. So on days I'm down, I move. Not running, just not letting it sink in deep before I think depression rearrange. I pressed on. Same letters, different outcomes, switching mentality, turning the repress one into iron press because I pressed on like nailed it. Even if I cried through the hammering, secretly it's always nothing. So I greet her at the door every day with a newfound strength. Even when it's dressed in yesterday's thoughts, reminding me of the very outfit I said I would never fucking wear again. Hunting me, popping up at the most random times, too many times to count. See, my first question is, do I rep sense? Depression rearrange with realign repurpose. I find ends. I repose like peace tucked inside the chaos. I had to learn to beat the monster inside that lays. Killing the parts of me that quiet some days is damn near emotional suicide, but I choose life, not perfection. Presence is never good enough. I code switch for my world, but cold blue don't change colors, not dead. See, pain still pulses whether I dress it in smiles or silence. So no, I don't count the days, I make them count. So next time she won't end, I won't fold, I won't hide. Facing me head on like you will never beat the best parts of me. So even when she comes, I yell, I press on like fuck depression. And that's my piece, y'all.
Ain't no mental health in hip hop, especially when all my niggas posted on BET like open wounds. My creations, crafted for corporate America. These labels label me a king, but the contract still got me looking like a coon. So they slave me of my gift to gab, then when they call my music godly, hang me from the microphone so they can see the man behind the bars like they did with Meek, Pac, and Bobby. Three-fourths of a figure, so of course they treat me oddly. White hands love to dive in the wave because they love to stream black bodies, but it's all blasphemous. They want to turn me into a hypocrite, hyping up all this trapping shit. Watch the hood niggas, guns out, blasting this, while the neighborhood turn up to my tragic shit, and the white folk cop a feel for my talent and make me disappear like I'm a magic trick. That's why sometimes it's hard for me to speak. It's like my cries for help are like ad libs in my speech, verse spitting in my sleep. I'm paranoid. It's ironic how sometimes it feels like I'm getting belittled by my shrink, venting on the absence of father figures. But I guess that's why all of us rappers find flows in these dead beats. But black men can't be sentimental over instrumentals. That's detrimental to the masculine mental. So they just want rhymes on lines of coke or popping Xannies or any other kind of pill. You know, that type of shit that'll give these young teens a thrill. They want sick verses until your vitals turn ill. They want you to sell your dreams, all for more nightmares. Now watch as your body turns meek, all for that mill. Poem.
These souls of black folk ain't no joke. Full of joy, resilience, the epitome of hope. Just in how we cope day to day through this maze of America. We learn how to play and master. Had no choice but to jump higher, run faster, move quick. They plaster God's image as criminal in every flick. In every aspect of media, aligns what they feeding you. But I'm here to teach you, bruh. We the truth, equipped to overcome. We them ones. You a winner at the gate, shout it, run. It's how you look at the world you've been put in because of your skin. Will I succumb or be a casualty to evil? Am I gonna fight to the end? Am I committed to the progression of my people? Or we gonna let the state killing us be a trend? Fight. We always win. It's part of our legacy, from plantations to presidency. Release the hesitancy and become emboldened. We soul ain't what they said we be. We black, so you know we holding. Through holding back, because the movement's never done. Vision is what we lack. Set your sights. Run, God, run.
See, niggas been waiting and watching for the day my pen stands still.
Been hating and hoping that I don't point it at their throats and go for the kill. No bill. But still waters run deep. And my pen so unassuming. Steady inking my pain with a smile. Persistently poeting, pouring my poet, put my purpose into these pieces, pushing an aura of calm through me that makes me seem real easygoing. You know, a real chill demeanor. But don't get that shit twisted. Cause V ain't never been pussy. What? You think ladies in my name cause I'm pretty? Nah. It's there to remind me, pulling me back to the safety of sanity whenever niggas try to push me. See, lady be the elegance in me, but siren be the beast. And if I don't keep cooking these balls, then what else she gonna eat? If I don't keep etching these runes into the tats on my skin, then how the hell else I'm gonna keep her caged in? But truth be told, she gotta stay a little starved, or whatever reason I'm gonna have to keep pushing my pen. Hey yo, tell me something. You ever wonder why poets dictate their tales to inanimate objects? Because sometimes paper's the only thing that'll listen. But Siren can't stand being suffocated in silence, so she comes roaring to the stage to instigate violence. The day my pen stands still, I'm gonna cry. Because that'll be the day she awakens and consumes everyone and everything in sight. Hey, listen, I ain't a killer, but don't push my bit. See, the bite comes without warning, because I don't bark like no bitch. The takeoff comes without pulling, because I ain't confined to no leash. My mouth be the tree, my teacher once said. My words be the fruit. I say my lips be the trigger, and when they get to moving, my tongue be the clip. See, Siren will blow your ass a bullet, but lady might blow you a kiss. How you feeling about your fate? You feeling lucky or nah? Put my catalog in your mouth, spin a barrel like roulette, and take your chances. Poem.
They call her a collector of secrets. How she curates pain for her personal museum of trauma. Artifacts of anger stay archived in her anatomy, concealing confessions in compartments all over her contorted body of work, each drawer containing a different fight, each battle sculpted from a different plight. Scarred murals cascade across her thick skin because her past has a twisted way of staining glass surfaces, and she was never good at wiping off sorrow with grace. They call her a gallery of grief. How she hangs installations of melted time framed in weeping willow wood, leads guided tours to the halls of her triggers, exhibits them to anyone that will give her the time of day, the attention, paints a canvas of false validation, but there's no elephant in the room to address here. Instead, a burning giraffe lurking in the distance, a dream once reached for bursting into flames unnoticed, until she smells smoldering footprints left across the atrium inside her chest. A hollow heart burns, sending smoke signals with no cause for alarm. They call her a hoarder of rejection. How she bears the bitter burden of abandonment like the scent of a woman, rips relic ribs out of cage like Adam, builds them up as reinforcement for her ever backwards bending backbone, because it's the only way she can brace herself for the crushing consequences of carrying so much tapestry inside her bones. It hurts to feel so much, yet aches even more to be so numb. When she looks at her collection of chaos, feels the caress of the twilight textured sky, she remembers she is a masterpiece. That's my piece.
Look, they tricked us. You're not supposed to love it unless I'm half nude, nipples protruding through on a video shoot, but you already know what I'm about. A self-sponsored headhunter, red, black, and green on my medallion, a black fist on my afro pick. First rule, only fools Google the revolution. I tell these players the same as I tell these street hustlers. Your position's entry level, fronting like you're an executive and you work in the mailroom, getting FICA like Louima, plunged in the bathroom. My record execs got the office with the window. Rebel music makes gangsters clap for a different reason. No hammers, no barrels, just applause and a reason to go home. And I can't lie and say I ain't thought about suicide, but if Jesus walks, then Allah runs marathons. Kickbox your skeletons, plan to make better decisions, work smarter, play harder, let your children love their father, procreate, plant seeds like a garden, and pray to God they find peace and self-knowledge. Because you're not supposed to love yourself unless you wake up like the Simpsons, expecting everybody to hate Chris and end up like Bobby and Whitney. Take control like Dave, put the Chappelle show on hold and chant Pharaoh, Pharaoh, tell the police to release the chokehold and let my people go. But how many more artists going to do songs about taking care of their kids and they don't even know where half of their kids is? They don't even know where half of their kids live. Too busy taking notes on CNN to taking notes on where your daughter's been. Yo, your desire to be on MTV, what having you pushing the MPV on empty streets? Come see me. I let your children tell you why you missed out on being a Rockefeller. I didn't have to come after you. If we had the battle, I hate to make you an example. You underestimated me while you got fucked up on coke and Hennessy. We stayed sober for the attack. We laughing in the back after we spiked your yak. Talking about Judah Mack. Whoo! Come on, Black. Silly mortal, look back on my tracks where the queen be at. Who gets picked up from the airport? Amaretto on the rocks, you waving at me from the bus stop. Who gets to choose from a hard rock to a soft spot? Got more chicks wanting to attack my nappy, rushing the yak at me than rushing the sail on the yacky weed. Black, please. When you let the groupie trap you, who played the cut? Well, you were paranoid, should have went with your gut. Well, you worked the gutter. I'm in the Dominican plot to take over. Game's over. Hotter than a Cirque du Soleil flamethrower. Come on, man. A hypochondriac ain't this sick. Picture this, me bowing out, white flag and towel. Like I don't have the talent to handle it. Like it ain't more fame and scandals. Like I ain't on 15,000 frames and mantle slides and digital cameras. Your disposable 1 hour photo. I'm freeze frame on your nightstand. Use your hands and imagination. I don't blow pops, but you can watch me blow pop. You may trick them chickens with your chivalry. Get them hoes to pose with no clothes. But yo, this might make you sleep less, but you better settle in Seattle. I got the spirit in that Turner, so I advise you not turning your back on this witchcraft. Didn't mean to make you nervous, but how many mics do you rip on the daily? I say keep your money, honey. Keep your silver, Judas. You obviously needed it. You can get to walking like Kanye, Jesus, and yo, hip hop. I got your CDs. I left in my home. I spot your 10 bars, yo. You couldn't take my throne. And yo, if that's all they got for battle rhymes, I let them keep my spoken word CDs so they can study for next time. Poem.
Hey, people. Okay, so I got one for y'all. Sorry about the signal problems. Hip-hop got me here and would have left me in a rocking chair with a hot verse and no name. No fortune to claim. Now I understand the whole game. Title made it so plain. COVID made it so plain. Titles overhead made the soul change to a playlist. Now this ain't free. You got to pay this. I mean, I used to rap just to rap. Now I'm either considered new era, boom bap, knowing only one of us can pop. You know, this country lives by a gospel, a classical notion. It gets to choose who gets to rock, and the rest of us live in this smooth jazz, just going through the rhythms. You know, the alternative is the blues. You could be Latin. Either way, it's pay to play, and the money you got only keep you off the back page a few days. I'll give you an example. A casino. Saturday night liquor's pouring, people are winning. That same casino, 4 a.m, see what it's giving. Nothing. Take this loss, feed the system. It's not a game, it's your new addiction. I mean, after putting money on all these 16s, something gotta hit. I mean, all these bum ass niggas is hitting. I'm from the home of Rocky, where most people should get it. I went from chasing chickens I went from the black jacket to chasing chickens. Now I throw balls on the other side of Broad Street. Look at the steps. You'll get it later. Now I sit these haters and get this paper at the same time. I'm reconditioned. I peep the mission. Plus, it's hard to soar in a land that's ego-driven. It's just different. I get it. They get a sentence for a sentence. I get paid to tell a story. It's just different.
Ooh, that's my type of speed round, man. I love when they come through the corner and fire everybody ass up. Foul, foul, foul. It's a drive-by, bitch. Yeah, it was definitely a drive-by. Y'all heard it. I was there for it too. Man, new week, new Uncut Dopeness. This is Poppy's Poetry Corner. And tonight we present Powerhouse Poets, brought to you by the best Coastal Sunflower Body Sprays. Body scrubs, Lord, I'm too excited. Here it come already. Just like our poets, the scrub goes deep, raw, refreshing, and smooth with every layer it touches. Y'all, I put on my good shirt tonight. So you already know I'm in here finna about to represent, man. I am fanned out. So let's get this thing rolling, man. On the rewind, it was one other D. Saunders, definitely letting you know that love exists. And then the spotlight that we just saw, that firework was just, what is that? Tunnel. Yep, I got it. I remember. Just Tunnel the Poet, both voted by the best group on Poppy's Poetry Corner, MVP. So thank y'all for getting y'all vote on. And if y'all missed last week, tap in. Just like if you new here this week, hit the subscribe button so you know when we lit. And if you regular on here, man, y'all already know y'all the shit. No toilet needed. Let's get this show on the road, man. Hold up, Shem. I got you. Like always. Chill. Oh yeah, y'all know we up like the sun. Season 3. What you thought? You thought we weren't coming with great poets and books? No. Hold up. They got it all. Let's go.
He knows so shameless hosting.
Be on the corner too.
So you know that shit is tight. That corner's a
Ooh, it ain't me that's just bad. It's my whole crew that's bad, just like this show tonight, y'all. First up, we have an award-winning songwriter, spoken word artist, and nationally ranked slam poet hailing from North Philly. He's rocked stages at Charm City Slams, the 3rd annual Poetry Slam, and Sob in New York, and Southern Fried Poetry Slam as well, where he was the runner-up for the Rookie of the Year. Crowned winner of the Hip Hop versus Poetry, Just Ace blends rhythm, truth, and grit every time he hits the mic. Off stage, he's the co-host. That means he's the hostess with the mostest, y'all, of the Poetry Unleashed open mic, building spaces for others to shine. And a storyteller and a mentor at heart, Just Ace is a dynamic force in today's spoken word scene. So y'all, tonight, let's welcome the one and only Just Ace. Then he gonna come up because y'all know I be having jokes. These cameras off around here. You know when you got superstars in the room, they don't turn their cameras on at all. The camera just be off on the mic. I talk plenty of junk. Just Ace, you coming up? Because you are first, King. Nope. Oh, yeah. I told you, you know when you got superstars in the house, when they go to winning all these awards and stuff, everybody camera just be clacking in and out. How you feeling tonight, King?
I'm good. You know, I'm having troubles over here. You know, we got a little storm or whatever going. It's messing up my signal.
Oh, it's all right, man. We ain't gonna let nothing hold us down tonight. I just talk good stuff. As long as you in the house, I'm happy about that. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to a couple of these questions. You have an event coming up. Man, tell the people how they can tap in.
So I am on all social media as I am _Just Ace. Me and my partner actually host the open mic. So the open mic is tomorrow. Our open mic is tomorrow. We have New Age Hippie coming. Plus we have some of the best poets in Philadelphia actually come and try to be the poet of the night, because we actually give out a prize for the poet of the night. So, you know, my co-host is Poetic Aptitude, you know, on Instagram. So we basically do this thing together. So other than that, we have another show. It's Poetry and Friends.
Okay.
It's Poetry Poetry and Friends. Poetry and Friends is going to drop in March. It's a bunch of different people.
Hey, that's going to be dope. So that's 2 different events that he has that's coming up. So y'all already know he is cranking him and his partner, cranking up North Philly. So if y'all up in that area, make sure y'all tap in. So you've been making waves on some of the biggest slam stages. How did competition shape your voice as an artist?
So, like, you have to learn to read the rooms. So a lot of times, some rooms are not made to be as loud as you can. I'm a really loud person, but it's not made for that. And some poems are not made for you to be loud. So you have to, like, if you're, it's different when you're writing it for yourself. But when you actually want the crowd to enjoy it, you have to actually shape it for them too. So you test your levels before, like, a lot of times before you even get in the venue.
That part. I love that answer. So one more question before you get into your first piece. You balance songwriting, slam, and mentorship. What drives you to keep giving back to the poetry community?
Because you know what, honestly, something.
Now you still here a little bit.
But honestly, poetry is giving a lot to me in a little space of time. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Poetry is giving a lot.
Poetry is giving a lot to me in a
I love that. Me too.
It has, and a lot of the people that I actually met have actually, you know, made an impact in my life. So it's like different. You can't go back to being the same type of person you were or not. Try to give that same feeling back to somebody else. It's just like you can't be all take. It don't make sense.
I feel that definitely. So let's get into your first piece that you're doing tonight for us.
Okay,
what's the title?
Let's see. I'll go with Clutch. Let's go. All right,
Clutch. We clutch tonight. Let's go.
I had trouble getting this engine started. I mean, I had trouble getting up, getting dressed, felt my mood slipping like a bad clutch. I know I got to get this body moving, but it seems to keep stalling. I hardly sleep because in my dreams, I have a parachute. I pull the string and the only thing to come out is doubt, so I keep falling. I wake up. Anxiety sitting shotgun the rest of my day. I'm okay. You wouldn't dream to ask, I'm polished. No one ever really sees the cracks of relationships, always in the rear view because no one ever asks to see the Carfax, and it's always hard to explain damage, exhaustion. It always seems to be some mud in my tracks, some turtle in the wax, something holding me back from full speed, and the only thing I wanted to do was fix it. But I didn't have the tools. So I went to a professional. He called it depression, says he can help me stop smoking, but he doesn't understand that all I am is fumes. I'm always on E. And it's always on me to fix it. And everyone swears because of how I'm made, it should be automatic, but it's stick shift, so I'm tired. Barely with all four, nothing to spare, but I have to appear forward tough. You know, I'm trying to build a brand. So I sedate myself with enough drugs to kill a ram my average speeds you die on. I keep my distance from the pylons, I'm fast. I'd rather be by myself. In no hurry with the windows blurred. No one ever sees me crash, but you know I have to be showroom ready. You know the showroom's heavy and they always compare me to an electric car. But if you haven't guessed this far, our roads won't levy. I'm more closer to the gravel. More tank than man, more comfortable in battle. My mother says abstract doesn't fit me, especially if the living proof is bad. I'm sorry, my mouth is dry. Especially if the living proof is bad. She says looking at me is just like looking at my dad. We both drove families away, living through a glass, and I watched him. I watched him try to stop his brakes, worn to the grave. I promised to watch my intake. Never let my gauges be the same, but when I was young, he covered me. Never let me see the rain. Now I'm just like him, this protective shit ingrained. So I suffer in silence with psilocybin so my children can bear a good year. It's just the breaks. Plus the stakes of Michelin stars, so whatever it takes. In our trust, I'm breaking the code and till the wheels fall off, until this engine explodes. Gassing myself up is how I stay on the road.
Man, I hope your ass ain't broke, cause that was a stack. Okay, well, maybe it was 100. Okay, well, you kept it a buck, man. Boy, I'm talking about why I ain't never think about doing the car. You see how he took the car? He tired and out of gas. Never mind. Y'all go back and listen to it if y'all didn't catch what the king just put down. It was fire. But y'all already know we finna flip the script for a minute right here, man. The next queen is the queen of spoken word, original cast of Deaf Poetry Jam, and a recipient of the Proclaim from Atlanta. Nope, that ain't what she gonna tell me what it is. In other words, Atlanta, County Park, East Point, Fulton County, man, she got her own day around this thing, but they gave her a day. Baby, take a whole week around this thing. It's Georgia Me Day. That is May 4th. I proudly got to celebrate with her. Man, she has toured with Jill Scott, appeared on BET Lyrics Cap, TV One Verses and Flows, The Monique Show, The Tonight Show with Killer Mike. She set awards from Tony to Emmy to the Peabody and runs Lady Girl Productions, a premier talent agency. More than accolades, Georgia has been a teacher, a sister, and a day one supporter of mine, man. Her motto is stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. That was the first rule that she taught me. So I hope y'all ready tonight, because it's the one and only Georgia Me Harper. Yeah.
What's happening? Westmore Drive.
You already know. Let's get into it. And I love me some Westmore Drive, y'all. If y'all want some good hugs and some good cooking, don't go searching for her. Never mind. Pineapples, I take it back. But with that being said, so let's talk about the Westmore Drive album. Let's tell the people where they can find it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was absolutely one of the best albums. I'm still grooving to that thing. You know what I'm saying? So tell the people how they can tap into it.
Well, we on all streaming platforms, but you can put some money in our pocket at any time, okay? But right now we pushing Tommy Bottoms, Art of Intelligence, Westmore Drive, our brother's solo project. We have several projects coming out this year. So yeah, we just did Arts in the Hearts, which is like Midtown Music Fest in Augusta. We headlined, big things. Poets don't always get to be the main act and do 30 minutes. We had an hour. Shouty. So it was dope. I
already know, man. You out here trendsetting like always. So you went from performing at just doing all of this stuff. So to have a whole day, how do you still find the time to mentor people like myself? And what is one of the lessons that you want every poet that you touch the stage with to walk away from?
Like I tell you and I tell everybody else, do your work? Because if your work ain't working, you're masturbating. You hear me? And you the only one getting off. Okay. Now, it's cool. You just like to be known and be seen and everybody like it. That's good. But you have a responsibility as a poet to move culture, to change people's lives, to awaken something in them that was dead. So with that extreme responsibility, do your work. And if your work working, then congratulations. I love you. I'm so proud of you, and keep on working. That's the main
part. If your work working, I'm gonna have to steer that one too. So with everything you've accomplished from Broadway to TV to global tours, what still excites you the most about stepping to the mic?
What excites me, stepping to the mic, I just love the exchange I have with people. I love when I'm able just to do my show, but what I get off really on now is expanding spoken word. I want spoken word to be respected. Everything that you see now has been worked hard for. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't see us at the Grammys. I've always said we deserve Grammys. I don't see poetry as just cafe. I see it as Coliseum. You feel me? So, that's what I get off on. And then people being creative. Shout out to Ace. I like that poem a lot. And I don't like shit. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody know me. So, I love when I'm excited. Like tomorrow night, I'm hosting at Apache Poetic Justice. Come on out if you're in the Atlanta area. And I've been really impressed with a lot of the artists lately. I've been like, yes, because I want to hear different insights. I want to hear vulnerability. I don't want to hear a lot of trauma bonding. I'm sorry, bitch. Go get some dick, get some pussy, get some weed, get something. I'm sorry.
Get some help.
I need you to come up out of it or tell me the solution. That's what I mean by do your work. I don't mind you telling me of the tragedy. I don't, that's courageous. But how did you get through? What is the solution? So that's what it's about for me. Just the ministry of this thing, expanding the game, bigging up all my amazing comrades in this game, from Queen Sheba to there's something big going on with the 9. And the people who don't know who the Poetry 9 are, or the 9 people who were on Broadway, it's something big coming. So it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things happening. So I'm just excited. And I'm so proud of you, Mom. I'm so proud of you. You my baby.
Hey, man. Thank you. I mean, you already know we can talk for ages, but a lot of the steps that I've made, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know. You be pushing and you be behind me like, yo, you got this. Go ahead and get it. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I thank you and I appreciate you for always being there. Even when you busy, you pick that phone up every time I call it. So I appreciate you and I love you, man. So with that being said, what's the first piece? Because I know you got something else to do tonight. You know what I'm saying? So what's the first piece you getting into for us? Because, I'm about to spin their ass fast just so I can get you back up. Never mind, okay. I'm just joking.
Girl, I hope that I can come back. This is for the hood, for the West Side, for all my niggas in the game. It's called Is This My Only Choice?
Woo! Because we got to have some other choices. Let's go.
Come on. My hood is a war zone. A lot of people don't condone the way I live, but what choice do they give? Get a job, pay taxes, try to be so-called right, but steady in my back of axes, chopping me down like a tree. Feeling like Kunta, but you say I'm free. I know this where I'm from, but here am I destined to die. I wanted to soar but couldn't fly. Clipped with my wings when I was labeled bad. Call me a bastard because I have no dad. Instilled is this rage. I can only be mad seeing images on TV of all the fun they had. Going on vacations, college graduations, and Sunday brunches. Syringefield parks and locked in after dark and free school lunches was my reality. All that I could see. So of course a hustler's what I wanted to be. Hey, I like to ball tax free. Work for only me. Play cat and mouse with 12. Crooked ass cops can go to hell, shaking me down for my cheese, placing me down on my knees, telling me to freeze. Motherfucker, please. Can't be ghetto fabulous working at KFC. Or holding down a shift at a warehouse 3 to 3. I can't fade all that work with little compensation. You can call me lazy, but you don't know my situation. This is all I ever known to this game. I have grown, thought I had no choice, was told I had no voice. When hoarse from trying to be heard, told my dreams are absurd. To keep my dreams alive, I constantly smoke herb. Is this my only choice?
That's that corner talk. Yeah. Woo! Powerful every time that I look up. Yeah. Hey, y'all already know it's powerful out here, man. If you don't know about that corner talk, learn you something. Now let's go ahead and get this thing on rolling, man. This powerhouse spoken word artist and community builder from Queens, New York. The founder of Rose Garden Events, host of legendary Nubian Poets Cafe Slam, and the 2023 Grand Slam champion. She's graced major stages like Lincoln Center and Right About Now. Collaborated with Samsung and Boost Mobile. And in 2024, she became the first poet signed to a first generation rich, dropping her first debut book and spoken word album, Pieces of My Crumbling Thoughts. Submitted for a Grammy consideration, Queen's mission is to inspire others to reclaim their power and always keep growing. If y'all don't know who it is, it's something. It's the thorn that grows from the rose, baby. It's J. Rose. Let's go.
Yeah, what's good?
You already know the call. How you feeling tonight, Queen?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling blessed and grateful to be here, to be alive, to be a poet.
Hey, man, you have been the blessing. And for everybody who don't know, I got to meet this queen when I was in New York at the Grand Griot. And she's so down to earth, y'all. After she finished being a judge, she came outside, got on the corner with us, and spit like it was nobody's business. We had a whole cipher outside. That's when you know you're around the down to earth. You know what I'm saying? I knew then I had to have her on the show. She was family for life after that point right there. So let's go ahead and get to these good questions that I have for you. So you also have an event that's coming up, right?
Yes, I do. It's an annual showcase that I curate. It's called Legends. This is the 3rd year in the row that we're doing this. Queen Sheba is our host. And she's been hosting for us all 3 years. It's a red carpet, catered food, open bar. We do a cipher on the red carpet before the show starts. And it's just a vibe. I bring some of the biggest spoken word artists, most gifted artists in the country.
It sounds like a vibe. Tell the people how they can tap in, because I know we got some people up
tap
top.
in. You can go to therosegardenevents.com and get tickets there. We also have our tickets on Posh, the ticketing app. You can follow me at My Crumble Thoughts and go through my bio. I have the link for that everywhere. And pull on up.
She just gave y'all 3 different ways to be able to get these tickets. So if you missed one of the best shows of the year up top, then that's your fault. She just told you Queen Sheba gonna be there, and you just heard a little shadink of what she's bringing tonight. So you already know that she's lit. So where can the people find your wonderful works, and are they corner prices? I'm talking about this fabulous book and this album that you released. So at corner prices, it's anything less than a 3-5 get live. You know, that's anything less than a 50. So where can the people find the works and all that good jazz?
So my book is on my website at therosegardenevents.com. You can purchase the book there. It's on Amazon, but I prefer that you buy it on my website because I also personally sign it. Like Amazon won't send you a signed copy. I'll sign the book, and I wrap it up.
And skip the middleman, man. Y'all know we on the corner. When we on the corner, you really want to get to the plug. So get to the plug, because she's going to plug you in. She's going to sign it. She's going to do all of that. So make sure y'all tap in. The next question that I have for you is, you went from performing at 16 to hosting slams and building the Rose Garden. What has been your biggest lesson in turning your passion into a whole movement out here in these streets?
Ooh, one of my biggest lessons. Oh my gosh. I would probably have to say, the first thing that came to mind was to trust the process, because you're going to feel, like there were times where I felt like I was literally just being dragged across like gravel. And I felt like, this, I'm just going to leave this alone and whatever. But, I trusted in the process. I trusted in the fact that I knew that this path is my purpose. So like believing that was a hard, that was a big lesson that I had to like accept. Like, all right, it's not always going to be beautiful. It's not always going to be perfect, but like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
That part, I love that right there. You got to make it beautiful for yourself. So you made history as the first poet signed to an actual label. How did that shift your perspective on the business of poetry?
I don't think I may not be the first poet signed to a label, but I'm the first poet signed to that label, First Generation Rich. So shout out.
I'm a poet being signed to a label, but you might be right.
I don't know. I'm I guess we gotta get some Google. Let's Google some stats on that.
Part. We'll do it after the show.
ChatGPT, get to work. But it's been an incredible like opportunity, because it's like, it's also something that you don't see, right? Like just a poet in general being signed to a label in general, like whether I'm the first or the 10th, like it's still not something that you see. There's millions of poets all over the world. So, so shout out to Sky Zoo, that's the executive director. He executive produced my album. He's the founder of First Generation Rich. So, okay, so Gail Scott Heron was the first artist. Yeah, I knew it. I was like, ain't no way.
Okay, you look right. She was over there for real, chatting it up. She like, hold up, we're gonna get this answer before we leave off of here. I love that. We ain't trying to put out no wrong information. You know what I'm saying? But you are the first one signed to that label. So big hats off to you and shout out to you, and changing the business of how poets look at poetry now. It's really a business out here in these streets. So with that being said, what is the first piece you're gonna get into for us tonight?
I was trying to like decide, because I had one thing in mind, but now I feel like doing something else. So I'm
just do. Hey,
I'm gonna get a little toxic for y'all, and then I'll clean it up later. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, we come on. Sometimes you gotta have an even kindle, man. Come on with that toxic energy. At least you gonna clean it up later.
But okay. And yeah, and as far as my album, you can listen to it anywhere. It's streaming on all streaming platforms where you listen to music. Okay. This is a piece titled Ghost Stories. He asked me if he ever crosses my mind. I asked him, why would he want to cross 365 acres of cemetery? I tell him, with the number of graves that exist in my head, I often think in tombstone. How I've already buried whatever the fuck this will never get to be, like a queen of Calvary, serving contemporary crucifixion shit. I've held funerals for men that still walk this earth. Our shared memories now memorials of disappointment. Let down by the late lovers that never made it to love me on time, the ones who dearly departed in the spirit of abandonment, scattering like ashes, leaving me to sweep up unresting souls from the bottom of the rock. I must be a necromancer. The way I can summon soulmates who are already dead inside, validate their existence in a self-sabotaging seance. He said he wants to be the twist in the plot of my ghost story. I tell him he's already fantasy gone phantom, a foreshadowing whisper of a soul tie tethered to tomb, a mummified murmur of misconception, thinking he'd be the irregular one, the one who'd be different from all the other ghost stories, like he could really change the narrative, show me resurrection in his eyes, Frankenstein me with the brittle parts my exes left behind, as if he could stitch together a corpse, already hanging by a thread. But it all seems so odd to me how his words salivate with salvation but can't convert into revelation. Now, where's the God in that? He sees me as sinner sanctuary. I see him as part-time possession, a predisposed entity, and before I let him enter me, I exercise what I already know won't work out. He just can't read that the story was haunted long before it began, and like an ancient burial ground, every step he takes towards crossing my mind leads him to an unmarked grave. Thank you.
That was so heartfelt. I felt it beating out my chest. Oh.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, Ghost. It's going in tonight, man. Let's keep this thing right on rolling, man. The embodiment. Let me get it together. The embodiment of unapologetic feminine power. The Philly-born poet, pole instructor, and performance artist. She blends softness and strength to speak on womanhood, sensuality, trauma, and triumph. Through her pole artistry, she reclaims body anatomy and builds sacred places for women to feel seen, powerful, and free. And tonight ain't no different, y'all, because she about to feel all that tonight on the corner. Powerful, definitely a woman, and she definitely can be free to be her damn self. Guess who it is, y'all? It's Lady Cyrus.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
You already know how you feeling tonight, Queen.
Like I said earlier, I'm moving in gratitude, carrying good things and good energy with me today, much needed. So yeah, today I feel alive.
We got you in our hearts, believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So tell us about your upcoming event that you have. Everybody got upcoming events. Y'all some busy
Yes, it's been a busy month, and it's just getting started because I'm kicking off a busy fall. But yeah, you know, I was like, tonight I'm on a proverbial sun porch, you know, enclosed screen. But on Saturday, I am officially outside over in Newark, New Jersey. So I am the co-host and co-producer of the Release open mic. We are alternating between being based in Philly, and then on the months that we are not in Philly, we will be in Newark, New Jersey at the Heart Ballroom. And this Saturday, I have the pleasure of hosting our featured artist, none other than Obi motherfucking West. You got to put that.
You better talk your talk. Y'all know y'all seen that flyer. Y'all seen it when I played it, because she was talking about she's a bad mother sucker. She is. Shut your mouth.
Yes. So that's what's going on this weekend.
Right. I'm loving that for you, and congratulations as well. So your art balances poetry and poem. How do those two forms of expression connect for you?
I've always said I was poetry in motion, and when I can't dance, I'll write. But if I can't write, sometimes I have to move. Sometimes it's about stagnant energy, and a lot of people don't know your sacral energy, your sacral chakra, is connected to your creativity. Creativity is seen as a real feminine space when you start getting down to the inner workings. But again, we're supposed to be practicing duality. Humans are the only people that get stuck in binary sex. Okay, you're supposed to be both things, masculine and feminine. So being able to dance and move and just tap into a central safe space for myself, where I'm literally just going with the flow. I'm not performing for nobody. It's not about nobody's eyes. It's not about what I look like. It's about what I feel. It helps me kind of express and pour it out on a page.
That part. So when you think about women who witness your performances, what do you hope that they take away?
I think above all else, I think women, one of the things I think they can get from me is I'm encouraging you to take up space. As someone who still has to remind herself to take up space, that your voice deserves to be heard, that nobody can tell your story like you. We are all poets. And let me tell y'all, there is nothing new under the sun. Let me say it again. There is nothing new under the sun. The only difference is your take, your perspective, your cadence, your delivery. That's what changes it. But at the end of the day, we all be talking about the same thing in different ways. You know what I mean? But your story and the way that you're going to tell it is yours alone.
That part, I love that, because you can't nobody do you the way you do you.
Come on, listen.
Right, so I don't even know why people try. You know what I'm saying?
You can buy the same dress, but I guarantee you, when we step outside, it ain't never gonna be the same outfit.
That part, all this curvature I got over here when I be putting on dress. So with that being said, what's the first piece you giving us tonight?
The first piece I'm gonna give y'all is Speak No Evil.
Speak no evil, boy. You know I try not to. Let's
hear, see, speak no evil, but I can't muffle the malicious sounds of my own memories that becry the bittersweet bites of my being here, still breathing, but still fighting to discount the disheartening images. Can't deny the disquiet of dissonance disrupting my consciousness. Can't close my eyes tight enough to avoid the projected visions playing over and over again. They are brightly beset in the blackest of blackness behind my lids. It's burned there eternally. And at times, it screws with me. It got me racing to rectify roll or running rampant within me. And I'm cognizant that my mind can always relay the message that healing isn't linear, but the sprint is disconcerting. Darting from heal to hurt, long jump from despair to hope, haphazardly hurdling habits holding me back on a daily basis. Long arm of grief reaching and gripping my temperament like discus cocking back and ready to go the distance. I keep pushing these negative thoughts away, persistently pulling on the power of prayer to keep putting my thoughts back on track. But sometimes my attitude is shot. Put yourself in my shoes, indulging in an incessant loop of insidious misgivings that intrude at a moment's notice. Did you know this trauma keeps encircling me in egregious redundancy? So I can't lie about the verbal abuse I've subjected myself to. Internally flustered, but faking a smile, outwardly fluttering, floating on fictitious facades like I'm not floundering emotionally. There's a tug of war occurring in the channels of my chakras, acknowledging the confines of right and wrong, but living out the difference. Is speaking on their deeds really wicked? Or am I just placating pernicious patterns of pathetic people, persistently picturing primitive primates placing me in three difficult positions in opposition? Or perhaps proprioception is deceptive. See, silence keeps me in line, but suffocated syntax throws me off balance. It's keeping it pushing or dancing into violence. Because for all that I can take, I can dish it out thrice. Therefore, I say it 3 times. Look, listen, speak. Look, listen, speak. Look, listen, speak. Not to what is contrary to propriety. And I'm guessing it's never appropriate to wish death upon another, not even if they're deserving or enemies. But swear to me they aren't wishing the same thing upon me. Too many men try to manipulate thine own tongue into torturous epithets. That's the talented twist of language that turn tirades into bullets, attempting to tear their way through the tough of my skin, dismantling my diligence of self-care. And there are times when I choose to stay there, hear, see, speak, no evil, unless you can contend with the consequence.
Man, that shit just blew through here like a lonely $20 bill on the way to a stripper to the pole. In other words, it mattered. Let's go. Y'all know I gotta fix that one day. That thing is brought to you by CapCut. Before we bring this next queen up here, y'all know I got to run a dang on commercial break. I've been trying to fly through the show, but we got to get it in. We got to pay a couple of bills. Hold on. Let me see what I got right here.
You know I got one. I got my lemon blueberry at the bottom. And then I just bought some more hand reels for the toast on BMO. So that's why I'm salt.
My girl did her big one. Y'all see the keynote? The packaging is nice. Keynote. And y'all, it smells so good. Shout with my girl.
What's Sam? This is Paul Cram, the poet, host of Intellectual Conversations. When it comes to keeping your skin smooth, soft, and hydrated, there's only one name you need to remember. Coastal Sunflower Body Scrubs. At the.com to get you some.
Believe that. So, a 2024-2025 Grammy-nominated poet featured on Robert Glasper's Grammy-nominated album, Your Feelings. She's a 2-time NAA Image Award nominee, Atlanta Spoken Word Artist of the Year, and has performed everywhere from Verses and Flow to BET Lyric Cafe to Married to Medicine. She co-hosts Poetic Moments on V103 with Joyce Littell, and her upcoming collection, Clemency, was entitled and literally legend by Claude Rankin and she'll correct me on this, Lyman. Sheba's voice blends activism, artistry, and survival into pure poetic fire. Y'all know what? I've been waiting on this queen right here to touch down on the corner, y'all. It's the one and the only, because I ain't now another here like this in these streets. Queen Sheba. Let's go.
I'm taking you on the road, bro. I'm taking you on the road to introduce me everywhere.
Hey, man, you know I got you too. It has been an honor to watch you. Because of Georgia Me, I have been in y'all circle for a minute to sit back and be able to watch y'all and learn from y'all. So just know it has been an honor to be in rooms with you. So whenever you're ready to take me on the road in any kind of way, there all day long. So let's get to these questions though. So let's go ahead, because your event is the same as Rose's, but you're hosting. So you're gonna be the hostess with the mostest. So how does that feel to do this 3 years in a row that you've been going up to New York and bringing this Southern flavor and letting them know what's up?
Well, I have my own event too, but I will speak on J Rose's event. It's an honor to host somebody's signature event of the year. Like that is, it's beyond an honor. I was, surprised when she asked me the first year, and I thought, maybe she'll switch up hosts every year. And when she asked me the second year, I was like, oh my gosh. And then the second year, she honored me on stage. That was a complete surprise. She gave me flowers and, stopped the whole show and made me cry. And I was like, oh my God. And you
deserve those flowers, so it's all to the good.
Man, give thanks. Literally, metaphorically, it was really, really, really beautiful, and I was touched because it doesn't happen often. You know what I mean? And I love it. I love that Just Ace put my show in his resume. I was like, okay.
You did. Come on, why wouldn't they? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just the accolades. I didn't even run the whole thing because y'all, if I had ran the whole bio, I'd still be talking her ass up right now. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't run the whole bio, but just know that the accolades are definitely there. So of course you would put it on there. Hell, I'm gonna put all y'all on there. Yes, they was on Poppy's Poetry Corner. Hell, you thought we was using that. But no, so tell us about your personal event as well.
So I'm the founder of Poetry versus Hip Hop, and this is our 10th year anniversary. It is October 17th and 18th. So on Friday, it's Poets against Poets and MCs against MCs. Well, once they knock each other out, they will make the teams that will go Poets against MCs on Saturday. And on Saturday, we are handing out awards to a bunch of people. Let's see if I have the names here.
Where's the event going to be held?
It's going to be at City Winery. I'm honoring a bunch of y'all. It's at City Winery Atlanta, and you can go to their website, click on the calendar, October 17th and 18th. The featured artists are Georgia Me, Jamello Blues, Andrew Tyree, King Roscoe, Bella Black, LA the King, Melodic Touch, King J, DJ Crowns. And I'm going to, and I did learn this from Georgia Me. Speaking of Georgia Me, you got to honor people while they're alive and here to receive. And so I'm honoring Professor Griff on Friday. So I'm really excited about that. And Minister Server also on Friday. And I'm really excited because they are staples in the hip hop community. And I'm honoring so many people in the Saturday show. I don't want to give it away, but
it sounds absolutely amazing. And yeah, you are right. For the 3 years that I have been in the circle, I see a lot of flowers being passed out while you're still here. So that's important. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to, say, oh, they was the best. Nah, but you never said that when they were here to hear it.
And you never know what people are going through, because I'm going through a moment right now. A whole moment. And then,
well, that's extra love. So thank you for coming on here. Even in your moment, you're still spreading love and showing love back to the community, because I am the community. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said,
relationships are about servitude.
That part. So with a Grammy nod and global stages under your belt, how did you stay grounded in the why you do poetry?
Because you never arrive. You never arrive. I don't care how many awards that you got doing whatever that you do. I mean, you could be amazing and keep being amazing, but there is no arrival. You've got to keep going. I don't care. Today, I'm going to tell y'all something. I signed the NDA, but today I was in a secret meeting that I can't talk about, in a secret Zoom that I can't talk about, with A-listers who I can't name. And I was looking around the Zoom like, I'm in this.
Like me right now, with all y'all on my show trying to
Let me tell you, I was taking screenshots for like 2 years from now when I could put it on IG.
See what happens? But that's when you know you're doing some shit, when you got to sign an NDA.
Yeah, to be on a Zoom. And I was just, and it was just a meeting. We were all talking, and I was like, oh my God, this is so great. But it wasn't about me. What I was realizing was those A-listers were volunteering their time. I'm talking about A-listers, and if I said their names, you'd be like, "What the bleep?" And
I was come on, like y'all do right now, like y'all doing right now. This is y'all volunteered to do this, y'all. So, like I said, you know what I'm saying? It's reach one, teach one. Hint, hint. Somebody know where that come from. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, that's the motto. That's what we built on. Ain't nobody out here taking care of poets. I learned that too. So we got to take care of each other. So, with that being said, let me get this another question in one more time so we can get your pieces out, because you fired us up the first time you was up here with your new collection, Clemency, tackling forgiveness without apologies. What inspired that focus?
God doesn't let you see when he wakes up your ex that you hate and stubs their toe in the middle of the night, or makes them bang their head on the freezer, the door, the little halfway freezer door. Like, oh, shit. God doesn't let you see that. So sometimes you just got to accept the apologies that you will never receive. You're never going to see that. You just got to keep living your life and showing up one day at a time. And you don't know how many times I've wanted to throw myself off that Jackson Street Bridge or run out in the traffic and just have cried and called friends like, what am I doing? Why am I here? What is going on? They just like, keep showing up. It doesn't matter why you show up. Just keep showing up day after day. And if I hadn't, I wouldn't have been on that Grammy stage hosting earlier this year. That was only 7 months ago. I'm on stage handing out awards to Thames, to Michelle Ndegeocello,
Come on, talk
to
your talk.
Sheila E.
Come on, dig that up. Come on,
to Samaya Joy.
Right. You have did things that people dream about. That's why you here. That's why you didn't jump off of whatever cliff it was. Because sometimes we got to be on the edge, but the edge allows us to see how alive we really are. If we never step off the edge, then we'll never know what we're really capable of. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, this whole show is started because of the edge. So, you know what I mean? Thank y'all for, you know what I mean, allowing me to step off and do my thing. And with that, I'm going to step off again because Queen Sheba is about to bless us with her first piece. What is that piece that you're doing tonight, Queen?
Stop trying to win the breakup.
Shit, I don't never try to win. I just walk away. Hold
up. Stop trying to win the breakup. Heartbreak turned me into a full-time athlete, warming up with excuses, stretching across timelines, conditioning my ego like it was spring training camp. I studied films, your texts, your posts, running plays in my head at 2 a.m., spiraling, pause, rewind, slow-mo, zoom in where I should have pressed tighter defense, where I should have fouled harder, where I should have benched my own mouth. I treated love like a championship series, best out of 7, forgetting that some seasons end with no trophy. Only bruises that do not show up in the score box. I kept checking the stat line like it mattered. Who called first? Who double tapped faster? Who blocked? Who ghosted? Who subbed in a new player? Heartbreak does not publish stats. It publishes silence. Every friend became a sideline commentator. Box out, bitch. Run the zone. Defense. Guard your heart. But how do you guard a home court that has already been rented out to memory? You were never an opponent. You were a teammate I kept fouling. We lost the locker room way before tip-off. I rewound our arguments like instant replays in face of referees that never existed, flagging technicals against myself. I wanted the crowd. I wanted the applause for moving on. Selfies became my highlight reel. Petty became my sports agent. Grief became my trainer, pushing me until my muscles shook with exhaustion. The truth, I was never competing with you. I was running suicides against my own shadow, out of breath, still calling it progress. I wanted to be MVP of the breakup. I wanted to be most valuable pain bearer, hoisting an invisible trophy no one asked for. I wanted the sports page headline, Queen Sheba triumphs in overtime. Instead, I got the obituary of my ego. Small print, buried on page 9. Here's the playbook I refuse to read, and I'm going to give it to you. You're breaking your own heart, waiting for them to realize who you are. Plural, because this is not one game. This is a league of losses that we have allowed. A whole season of self-inflicted injuries. I taped my pride like a sprained ankle. I iced my anger, but never addressed the fracture. I kept waiting for a trade, for destiny to send me somewhere better, forgetting that healing does not come with a signing bonus. Most times you have to pay your dues before you can even step on. The double entendre is this. Every arena echoes when it's empty. Every whistle sounds lonely when the game is already over. Every bench grows cold when the starters have left. I thought about winning the breakup meant outscoring you, outrunning you, outlasting you. But the real victory is sitting in the stands of my own energy, my own vibes, listening to my own heartbeat against my ears, watching the game tape with honesty. Admitting love is not supposed to be a competition. It's supposed to be a collaboration. So I hung up the jersey, I retired the number, and I walked away from the scoreboard. If you keep trying to win the breakup, keep treating grief like a tournament, you will eventually forget the rules of love. There are no rules of real love. And you will forget the joy of the game. You will forget that teamwork is the point before you are left being nothing but a rebound. Poem.
Man, that was so good. It made my hair stand up and stuff. Ooh, I love me some poetry that speak to my soul. She don't forget you. That spoke too much to my soul. I was over here like, yeah, I need to. Never mind. But yeah, that was definitely one of those pieces that I was sitting up like, I definitely feel that. So let's keep this show right on rolling, man. Look, a Philly-based poet, virtual artist. He's dropped his debut chat journal entry in 2021. Complete with his own artwork, y'all, and he's gearing up for the release of poems by the dating pool. He's performed in cities coast to coast, and from New York to LA to Houston to the ATL, always blending words with visual. His motto is do what you love and love what you do. And tonight, I'm definitely doing that. So it's the one and the only, the poet bull, because he ain't coming with no bullshit. Hold up.
I love your intros.
Man, thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? I had to keep it, you know what I mean, so I can do it. I told you I was overly excited about y'all being on tonight, so I had to, try to keep it. When I get over here tonight, I'm gonna go outside, take my shoes off ground, and run around outside and shit doing my praise dance. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm still a little, boom. So, tell the people how they can tap into that dope ass merch. If y'all seen the shim, then y'all seen the hoodie, the shirts. That's the king. So tell the people how to tap in.
Yes. So merch is coming soon. Like I was talking to guys earlier. For the people who weren't here, well, obviously you guys. I've been on a little hiatus of poetry, performing, just getting my spirit and mind together, really just falling back in love with the craft, performing, and that comes with merch and books and stuff. And I have my second book coming out on top of my first book, journal entry. My second book, Poems by the Dating Pool, will be out this Friday. So follow me on Instagram at the Poet Board.
Get your free order now. Get your free order on now. He got two of them for y'all. He got the old, and then Friday he got the new. So tell the people how they can tap in to get both of those books.
Yes, so my first book, Journal Entry, is actually on Amazon. So if you go on Amazon, just type in Journal Entry by Jovan McCoy. You can find, that's before I was the Poet Bowl. You can find it right there. But I will have my own personal link to my Shopify account for my second book, so I can get more of that money to myself. So I will be releasing that link on Friday. So that's where you can find that. And I'm planning on dropping some additional merch on top of the book on Friday as well. But that's gonna be a little hush hush. I'm gonna be dropping little things until then. But more merch on the way, and I'm excited for it. I'm proud of myself. So it's dope.
All right, so your poetry and visual arts walk hand in hand. How do they feed each other when you're creating? Like, how do you intertwine them both? Because you said your book had your own art. So how did you come up with that?
That's a good ass question. Well, I just feel like everything is poetry. I feel like everything is art. It's just in a different language. So I just find myself wanting to be, bilingual when it comes to the arts. So I'm gonna, I paint my poetry, I poetry my paint. You dig? It's just for me, it's just like when I'm drawing or like sketching is like I'm telling a story the same way the way I'm doing poetry. And when I'm performing poetry, I like to paint a picture. I like to make it visual, even though it's just vocal. So I feel like the two go hand in hand. It's just the way that you look at it. If you look at the two as one of the same, the possibilities are unlimited.
That part. I love that answer right there. So Poems by the Dating Pool is such a relatable title. What truths are you hoping people see about love and connection in this book?
Well, I hope that people see that, for one, I love that, it comes off as just like a love book. But if you look at the cover that I teased it on my Instagram, by the way, if you check it out.
I should have went and stole that, y'all. We could have teased it tonight too. You know what I mean?
That's on me though. That's on me with the BS. But it's basically just talking about the different phases we all go through in a dating pool, especially in this generation. It's 3 chapters. It's the swim, the float, and the drown. Basically talking about the 3 phases that we all go through. The love bombing, loving hard, puppy love, the in between, not so sure, rocky roads, and then you got the ending. The breakups, the trying to find yourself after finding yourself in someone. So it's just, you know, touching on my own experiences and also other experiences through other people that I feel like, you know, everybody can relate to within the book. So I feel like it's you know, not a seasonal book, it's a staple book. You can read it through anytime, no matter how you're feeling, what emotion you are feeling. There's a poem in there for you at that moment. So I'm definitely excited for it. It's been a long time coming, but it's going to be a great joint this Friday. Y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yeah.
Hey, tap in. Friday is a couple days away, so make sure y'all tap in. And congratulations too. If ain't nobody else told you, congratulations on your release. With that being said, y'all heard it. It's the Psalms of love. You can go in there and get something that you need if you're going through something. If you're happy, if you're sad, if you just need a hug, he got you. So make sure you tap in. So that part, I hug myself every day. I love that he just did that. Hold up. So what's the first piece that you're giving us tonight?
The first piece I'm giving, it doesn't have a title, but I'll just call it Do Better.
Don't even worry about it. It don't have a title. So he's giving us untitled work. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it. Y'all know what we do. When they don't have a title, I need to see some titles coming up in the comments. Y'all help him name the piece. Let's go. And I'm out.
Some men will attend a woman's funeral just to say that they can lie better than her. They will gift her with flowers just for proof that they attended her garden. The docility in her decomposing flesh, like fresh meat to dogs that don't know how to keep her bones out of their goddamn mouths. Catcalling a corpse, then criticizing how she became one, is both an act of ignorance and male privilege. It's the rhetoric of boys will be boys being spewed from the mouths of grown-ass men, so thirsty that they'll probably drown a woman just to say they got her wet. The same men who claim they're more life raft than life rift, who claim they tried to save her, but will always forget to mention for themselves. So they hop on their social media timelines and flood rumors about how a woman couldn't keep her head above the water. Watch as the misogyny swims through the comment section, slaughtering this woman's character without any context. But see, people don't believe that there's anything complex about a man's manipulation into a dangerous situation. They'll just say, she asked for it. The patriarchy protruding through some of these people's teeth is more question mark than common sense, but both questionable and concerning. How some of these men blur the line between disrespect and discernment, the medium of being obsessed and needing obedience, always coming from the mouths that corner a woman to bag the body, or the same mouths that are closed when the coroner comes to bag the body. I guess the same cat they called must have caught their tongue when it comes to protecting all women, but they're still oblivious to it all. They'll still violate her and have the nerve to tell her to just wash the freak off. They will mentally tear her down till them tears come down. But bad boys don't give a damn if a woman's eye gets a little puffy. They'll just turn a blind one when the walls are sketched with her bloodlines. I guess it's only protect all women when it comes to their bloodlines. I just wonder if the same men see a morgue in their mother, hear a eulogy on their daughter's tongue. God forbid that either one of them comes to the whim of another man's hands. I just wonder if the same men will just say, can't save her. She doesn't want to be saved. And watch another woman's body lie, like tired, like casket, like mama, auntie, cousin, sister, daughter. Watch how men get jealous, how well she does it better than them. Poem.
I just came on here to tell you was a bad mother. Hush your mouth. You know kids be watching the show. What, man? You ruined all the fun. I was gonna say mother sucker. Dang.
And the kids might need to hear that one right there. The Key just dropped some knowledge on y'all ass, and I love that piece and the flip. The first line had me. But with that being said, y'all know we about to spin this block like a real live rewind around this thing. It's gonna be so let's bring up Georgia Me. Let's go. Please, thank you so much. I'm so glad you was able to stay. Let's go. So what's the second piece you're gonna give us tonight?
Okay, and I want to throw in the ring, necrophilia. That's when you sleep with a corpse. So Poet Bull, that might be a title.
Oh yeah, that is, because that first line was killer. I'm telling you.
I'm just saying. Ground rules.
Ground rules. Ooh, let's get out of here because she be setting a lot of ground rules. Hold up.
Men say I want too much, that I'm asking for perfection. That's too much responsibility just for an erection. Not just of your pineal gland, my orgasm at hand begins way before we hit the bed. Way before we get naked, it's in our eyes, how they speak. The bravery of you allowing me to see you weak, we mutually meek, seek to achieve higher peaks in those conquered in between the sheets. Don't get it twisted. I want to be your freak. I just don't want to fuck a dummy. It leaves you so incomplete. My goodness is to be deserved, not based on time, but action. Not based on potential, but satisfaction. So simple to satisfy if you just comply with my simple needs, compliments, and consideration. Don't take much to feed the female ego. I'm full aware of the holes at every corner store and every form of tryst. But when you in my presence, them bitches don't exist. It's just about having regard for how I feel. I understand the appeal. I'm not blind. Even if I was, I would still feel the auras, the spirits, the energy so strong you're damn near faint. You can always recognize, nigga, but use some restraint. Let all your desire be for me. If you constantly looking for greener grass, then why should I be free? Free to love on you real good, like on the hood of your car in the Publix parking lot, freaking you whenever I get hot, random fellatio on the spot, in a stairwell on your way to work, screaming how good it hurts, marathon love making sessions, fuck my legs, my whole body jerks, sensual seizures created by the manifestation of genius, Caucasian men popularized, but black men have mastered cunnilingus. I need it. I need it. It's a priority, the zenith to the female majority. Ain't nothing like it in the world to flicker your tongue against my pearl. And you ain't done when I come. The fun's just begun. You don't even slack up until I'm on the run. Sighing and moaning, pulling the sheets off the bed. Nigga, you know you got some fire head. But that's what keeps me twisted. You know you can't be resisted. And I'd be remiss if I allow this opportunity to pass. It's hard to give up this ass when I'm struggling for cash. See, I need a man who sees a need and meets it, delivers. Man of his word who keeps it sacred, holds me so high when I hurt he peeps it, never wants me to feel worried, scared, defeated, or depleted by the demons that dwell and attack. Always a killing season, especially when our joy and prosperity is detected. I need a man well armored, wealthy, because he's spiritually connected. It's reflected in the life he lives, the lies he doesn't tell, the smile he gives, the effort to know me well. I'm not asking for a fairy tale, but dreams come true. All I'm asking for, baby, is the best of you.
I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. Oh, 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 yeah.
Shem, what you flirting? You was over here like, oh, Shem, hold on. You know you belong to rap. Wait a minute. Y'all know we finna keep this thing going. I love that piece right there, man. Speed round Ace, you ready? Turn your camera on for me. Did the signal stay in? Did it go out? Oh, boop, there it is. King say, no, here I go in his mystical voice. You know what I'm saying? So, what's the second piece you giving us?
Shelter.
Shelter. I be running for that sometimes.
It's called Shelter. Yep. Our home was abstract. What is shelter? What is this dwelling when you're not there? This bed is cold. These mirrors show a vision of a man, and it's still unclear how this house could stand. With a hole in its frame, what we once stood on now warped. By the tolls of the rain, the walls are covered, windows boarded, never showing its pain, and special locks were made from slabs of slates. When storms had came, doors would not just swing open and show its shame, and friends are met at the door to make sure they're unsure of how we're living. This was a show house. We used to show out. Now no one roams through the kitchen. There's collections of fallen paintings of dying spirits holding razor blades, crying in robes. Its name was eviction, failing, too weak for clothes. The garage still holds the smell and gas flares from the last prayers that they threw up. The shells are bare, nails are there, but there's this picture of this shell where you can see it's no longer the plans that they drew up in the sink. 2 shot glasses and a couple of burnt matches, even though the gas line was cut to the stove, and there's skeletons everywhere. I mean, everywhere, even sitting in chairs, too many for the closet to hold. The curtains were closed a long time ago to hold in all light. In a cold night at a round table, he wrote to death a poem, confessing how he was tired of just holding his knife. The clock stopped, 2 arms out in the dark because time was quickly leaving his sight. The pipes shook like a wounded soul. The fireplace no longer has a flame to behold. The chimney went through the roof to the basement to show what the rains had done. But now this house wouldn't die, not with a view of the sky, would wait for the wonders to come. So when they ask about this home, though the hallways are cold and the birds scratch cobwebs for fun, I tell them everything beyond the doormat was placed where it's at, and we'll always thank God for the sun.
I swear, if I had some arms, I will reach out and give you a hug. Oh.
Yeah, that one touched my soul. I'm that empty shell. Come on, man. We all know what it's like when stuff doesn't change. Yo, we're going to keep this thing right on going. Y'all know up next, we got the one and only J. Rose.
Hey.
Yeah. So
how's it going? Good to be back.
It's going. I'm loving the vibe. I'm loving everything. Y'all reading the comments? Somebody said this right here definitely needs to go viral. Everybody, I feel the same way. Everybody,
I love that.
So what's the second piece you're giving us tonight?
I've been in the private chat like, listen, y'all, I don't know what to do. So I got some new shit that I kind of recently finished writing. And then I got like fan favorite stuff. So I'm like torn. So
I mean, we know the rules. So you know me, I'm always say go with the new. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? You know, that's just me being stingy. That's me wanting to hear something ain't nobody else heard before. Type vibe, you know. But
I'll do the new shit. You know, y'all tell me in the comments if you know how you feel about this piece. It is it's titled A Seat at the Table.
Hold up before you do it. New shit on P.P.C. Let's go.
I love it. Shiva, please bring her on the road with you. All right. Today, I sit at the table with younger versions of myself, the ones who never knew how big they could dream. To my left, the toddler who can barely walk, but the pitter-patter of her little feet are paving the path to bigger feats. I tell her that reaching for the stars will require her to tippy-toe, and that the moon is just a prayer away, that the world is cold and will try to freeze her heart, but she was forged from wildfire, born to blaze through any burden. I tell her to believe in her flame. Even when doused in gasoline, I give her permission to strike that match and watch the demons who stole her innocence burn in the hell of her vengeful becoming. I tell her she is safe here. Today, I sit at the table with younger versions of myself, the ones who never knew how big they could dream. To my right, the adolescent who can barely bleed but is expected to be woman all the same. She's afraid to speak of the expectations lodged in her throat, how they set their eyes on her voice, then leave her unseen and not heard. So she holds on to silence between her teeth like grudges. The plaque is thick with hard feelings. Her smile is cracked from the inside. So she hides behind a broken reflection, hoping her distorted image is mosaic enough to fit in. I tell her silence could never conquer the vastness of her purpose, that a closed mouth doesn't get fed. I give her permission to unclench her jaw, take a deep breath, and exhale the fear eating away at her audacity to exist. I tell her to believe in her pace. Even when the trail feels like a bed of nails, she must remember The soles of her feet are anointed in revolution. She's a walking war, head to toe, who can transform trauma into triumph by crawling through stanzas just to feel something. I assure her the future cannot be bright without her glow, and dimming herself is never a goal. I tell her she is safe here. Today, I sit at the table with younger versions of myself, the ones who never knew how big they could dream. Sitting across from me sits the lost adult, the one who wanders namelessly, who can't remember what they called her before mother, before wife, before woman. She cries riots from her eyes, hoping someone would see how disorder borders her judgment, how her lips press to contain the protest watering in her mouth. I tell her justice is at the tip of her tongue, and if she would only take one breath, she could tip the scale in her favor. I tell her to breathe. I tell her to breathe. I tell her to speak. I tell her to breathe. I tell her that the only blade she should hold in her hand is the one that is mightier than the sword. I give her permission to pick up the pen again, step on the stage, and bleed until she remembers that her name means gift from God, a present that doesn't enter a room wrapped in apologies, a jasmine flower that can alchemize her petals into the shape of a rose, and that gardens flourish every day she chooses to breathe. I tell her to breathe. I tell her to breathe. I tell her to speak. I tell her to breathe. I tell her she is safe here. Today, I sit at the table with younger versions of myself, the ones who never knew how big they could dream. We sit in silence for a moment, staring into each other's eyes, and together, in one breath, we say, I am safe here.
Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Yeah.
Just like that piece was, man. Sometimes you got to sit down with all the versions of you just to get the you together today. I love that piece. I love that somebody in the comments said we needed this. And yes, we did. Yep, that's who it was. Milk and Honey Elevation. Yes, it's definitely safe in here. Lady Siren, you ready? Yeah. Yeah. Let's get to it. So what's the second piece you're giving us tonight?
This piece is called Performance Mics.
Performance mics. Ooh.
Break a leg. A common adage amongst actors, as it isn't bad taste to wish them good luck, like an omen. I wonder if the same can be said about relationships. Good luck on the engagement. Good luck with the wedding. Good luck getting him to cherish you. I'd spent a third of my marriage doing something like gasping for air, performing on a partner's mic who wouldn't stand up for me when I needed him. Riddle me this. How could I navigate a set of stairs in 6-inch heels, but couldn't navigate a 6-foot man's ego? Stepping up to appease him had me descending into depths of depression. Watched as I limped across stages of life, bloodied and bruised, where I performed the perfect act and no one cheered. Loyal wife, doting mother, obedient, silent, broken daughter-in-law, but never in love. Despite how deeply in it I was with him, there was no love lost when I left. And I keep thinking about it. All the times I've bared myself for the pleasure of a man, and all the times I've bared myself for the pleasure of a poem, and only one of those never disappoints. Because poetry's the only one that responds in kind every time I give myself to it. And it keeps replaying. All the time they gave me lovely words, but those memories are often heckled by all the times they gifted me lies. Beautiful manipulation that blinded me like displaced lighting, made me feel I wanted to vanish, drop the act of being okay, and disappear. My so-called biggest fan almost blew me away to bits. Smithereens, you have no idea how often I've appeared on stage as a corpse. I show you death and tell you nothing of how I got this way, for I'm too unknown to be mourned. Plus, eulogies be exaggerations, and dead men and women tell no tales, right? But poets do. And if all the world's a stage and we all merely players in a role, then maybe these were mine to play. So nowadays, I prefer to put my mouth to a different kind of tip. One that doesn't wish to choke me, doesn't wish to hear me gag. Me losing my breath is not a badge of honor, it is blasphemy. For this voice desires and deserves to be amplified. Mic isn't presented with a gaping mouth and wonder how far it could insert itself. What happens here comes naturally, meaning I'm not forced to fake it. A mic doesn't require courtesy moans to stroke its ego, and I love it here. So, in keeping with tradition, to the next performer, I say this: break a leg, better yet, drop a mic, burn a stage, bleed your pen, rupture a goddamn vocal cord, lose your voice. Just don't ever lose yourself.
Boy, no cap. Like if I took this cap off, you'll still be locked and loaded like me. Let's go.
Woo! This has been one heck of a show. Y'all know I usually don't give my, my what I call my interwindows of my church sermon until the end. But we're going to do church announcements right now so we can have this queen come close us out for tonight, man. Look, if y'all missed Pentelectual Conversations on the YT with my brother Paul Cram last night, I keep telling y'all the show starts the night before. Tonight is just when we lit up in here. But if y'all missed it, make sure that y'all tap in. He had the goddess Charlie on that thing last night, and she did her dang on thing. It was a whole vibe out here, and she answered it. It was just good conversation and good poetry. Man, you cannot go wrong with that. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. Again, he's on the YT. You can go check that out like right now. Well, not right now, but as soon as we get off of here, go check that out. And the next thing is, it's time for us to start collecting blankets for the homeless. Y'all already know how we do it. We can do corner pickups or you can ship. Sometimes it just takes a little to spread a lot of love. So make sure y'all tap in. And definitely last but not least, we are always helping the queens out. Well, this Christmas, we have decided to do it for a single father. So if you know a single father out here that needs help or just deserving or a little bit of a break, y'all make sure that y'all tap in, get me the information. And if you want to donate to any of the causes, make sure y'all tap in for that. Now, with that being said, I'm ready for y'all. Hope y'all ready for her too, because here she comes. It's Queen Sheba. Let's go.
What's up?
What up? I'm ready. You closing us out tonight, so how is you gonna close us out?
Okay. I got you. What's that?
Taking time, man. This has been a show.
So this is off of my my album that's up for Grammy consideration in the spoken word poetry category. I would love your if you're a voting member, I can't tell you who to vote for, but please.
Yes, we can. She lying. I can tell y'all. She on the show. Get your vote on. We need to support the poets. You know what I'm saying? So P.P.C, y'all know in here we family and we support the people who support us. So when that Grammy nomination come up, when y'all see it on her page, because I know some of y'all following her, and it might be a link down there somewhere.
A Hurricane in Heels is the name of the album and the name of the website. Just go to A Hurricane in Heels. You can listen to the album for free. And if you have more than 1,000 followers and you review my album, review is 2 or 3 songs at least, and then you collab, not tag, but collab, I will send you a free t-shirt. That's all you gotta
Look,
do.
I'm finna get my shirt. Next time y'all see me on the show, 2 shows later, I'm gonna be wearing my shit. Let me go on and write this down. A hurricane in heels, cause she is that. If y'all ever seen this queen right here when she on that stage, it is a hurricane in heels. So that is an appropriate title for that dang on album. So with that being said, what's the piece you giving us again?
It is called Life in the Fast Brain.
Life in the Fast Brain. I'm talking about slow down. Hold on. I'm going.
My brain doesn't walk. She arrives uninvited. No map, no breaks, no questions. She kicks in the door wearing Balenciaga stilettos and demands the mic before you can even fix your face. She doesn't pause. She reloads. She doesn't reflect. She recalculates mid-rant while posting a Reels tutorial on how to disappear emotionally without being blocked. That's not anxiety. That's velocity, baby. That's intellectual overdrive with no passenger side. That's Rico Nasty with a third eye, shouting about self-love while stealing your charger and your peace of mind. My piece, stuck outside, holding an iced matcha and a suitcase of boundaries, texting you up like she's the ex I ghosted. I got 38 tabs open, 0 clarity. 1 is a flight to nowhere I'll never afford. 3 are job apps I copy and paste like manifestation spells. 2 are articles on burnout I send to my mentees but never finish reading. The rest, digital junk food, procrastination with a Pinterest board, distractions dressed like grind, my notes app, dead girl group, a whole cemetery of almost bars, screenshots of tweets I swore were going to save me, and text drafts that start with, don't you send this, then end with me spiral dumping my soft girl era into your notifications. And yeah, I'm over 40. And yes, I saw you read it. DMs are for fans. And if you hurt me, you're going to do it in Helvetica, timestamp, with no damn punctuation. I blink fast at red flags, twice if she fine, 2 more times if she got tattoos like, she only texts after midnight like, I don't do labels, mattress on the floor, but her nails always look like rent money. Other people call it intuition. I call it a glitch in my vibe, a full body side eye that clocks her zodiac sign based on the chip in jail on her thumb and the baseline in her apology. But nah, it ain't magic. It's the emotional drive-by I lived through too many times, being loved like a live wire and left like a group chat. Now the emotional seasoning in my bloodstream wears wigs and fake IDs, pulls up wearing a t-shirt with guts instinct across my breast and says, trust me, she's different. Healing. That's the book I packed but never opened. The playlist titled Boundaries and Other Lies that I play for the aesthetic but never the growth. It's the one friend I keep saying I'm gonna call after this week, every week since the pandemic. I sip an iced oat latte outside that spot in Reynoldstown, ATL, with the refurbished wood countertop where baristas give trauma-enforced eye contact, and the Wi-Fi is just slow enough to feel like a boundary. I sit in a wicker chair that creaks like it knows my business, legs crossed like secrets, skirt tucked like silence, sunglasses on, judgment fully loaded. I judge a man in linen for calling his dog bro. I judge a girl in cowboy boots for surviving ATL 90 degrees like that. I judge a cyclist for almost killing a pigeon and not flinching. I call it mindfulness. I call it ritual, something to do with my hands while I pretend I'm not spiraling about that grant I didn't get, that tour I might cancel, the producer who said, we'll circle back in the fall, and fall's already here and it's July, and I'm still refreshing my inbox like it owes me closure. And I don't ghost, I evaporate like ambition, like someone who meant well then remembered she's a good kisser with a broken exit strategy. I scroll for dopamine and find myself trauma bonding with strangers in the comments, folk who say same like a prayer, me too like we survived something by naming it out loud. I call it content, I call it kinship, I call it close enough. This brain, she don't rest, she orbits, she reroutes, she files chaos under color-coded folders and still forgets why she walks into this room, but she writes. God, that she writes. She builds poems out of psychic residue, and she makes scripture out of spiral. She turns every unfinished sentence into a survival guide for somebody else. Title stays the same. No need for applause. You're already standing. Boom.
But no, it ain't no fire, man. But that shit was fire, man.
Oh, we just like this show and just like I knew it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for making this possible for real with this incredible lineup, man. Brought to you by the one and only Coastal Sunflower Body Scrubs and the.com to get you some. Thank you to all the poets. Thank you to the family that kept the corner lit and alive with love and good vibes. Y'all already know how we end this show, man. Make sure you wake up with gratitude. I will. Did y'all watch this show? Excuse me, sorry. Make sure you wake up with gratitude so it shows in your attitude so you can reach those major altitudes. And guess what, y'all? We out. Ooh, this was it right here, y'all. Let's go.
Yeah, man, so we made it to the end of another tremendously dope show. Y'all already know Key-notez gonna be thanking y'all tomorrow with her little foo-foo praise dance. Y'all know that's what she praised everybody for tapping on in. You know, I go to church too. Like, hey, man, we made it through another show, man, and I like to thank my damn self for being the host with the most, the mother sucker that I am. Yeah, you heard it. I was a bad mother sucker, and I'm out. Let's go.